Welcome everyone to game number 1 for this grand finals of this Zerospace tournament. Super excited to showcase this best of 5 series, and to start us off in the northwest corner of the map, in purple we've got Bosse playing as the Legion. And battling against him today, spawning in the southeast in blue, we've got Arrival of the Birds playing as the Grell. Welcome everyone to Ascension. As always, hope you guys are having a great morning, good afternoon or good evening. Got Krieger and his pet, the Sabretooth, coming in purple. Going for the southern control tower. Now, there are 3 control towers here. Where is the hero for birds? That's one thing to consider. I mean, yeah, where is he? Has he been... Wait a minute. Has the hero gone down already? Quite possibly Vinthra may have been taken out. And we've got Return of the Soap.
Did he not get a recall?
I don't believe so.
I'm back. Did Vinthra not recall? I was here with the introductions, and you just crush it so well. I was like, I'm not going to cut in.
Fair enough. It was great to have you here because we're going to need that help.
Bomber.
Oh, thank you. Well, Vinthra... Oh, it wasn't Vinthra, in fact. It was the Dread hero. Looks like he's back in action, though. Moving across the map. And
probably not the start birds wanted to this series, but here we are.
It's a hard way to start, but Dread heroes are out and about, and it's going to need to make some work quickly because 2 of the control towers already in clutches of Bosse, so talents will be coming in soon for him. Interestingly, the Dread Mercenary Outpost placed quite far out here, so they're going to be super aggressive with it.
Oh wow, the proxy mercenaries. I love it.
Yep. Double
now it's a
beast
Dread hero and his 3 friends that are just a smaller version of him.
Ah, this is interesting. He's gone for the actual the blockings of the sandbags, right? Just to protect these Dread Raiders a little bit. The second base expansion is up, but a couple of Exalted should be able to push this back. Saber is jumping on in with Krieger. Piercing shot. I think a lot of these Dread heroes, though, probably about to go down. As I say that.
A couple of stingers. I wonder if Birds is going to go back for that bestiary and finish it off, or if he's just going to be content to kind of battle the army here.
Yeah, I don't think he has a choice at this point. Just so many units from the Legion. No third base expansion.
Yeah, Legion pushing it back. So Stingers do fight Rhinos pretty well, or excuse me, Exalted. Unless the Exalted can like jump down a cliff onto them or something, they do okay because the Stingers are so numerous. Even mauling and dealing that extra damage and slow to some of them doesn't make a huge difference. But this Dread Mercenary Outpost going down is pretty painful for Birds, especially having given up the towers in the beginning.
Yeah, relatively rough start for him actually, but if there's a player that can come back with run-bys, it's got to be Birds, right? He's got Stingers, so he's got the equipment to do it, but he's got to do it because he's, well, he's lost that forward position. He's lost a lot of the control towers for quite a significant period of time, and that's the first talent already for Bosse, war experience. That's a lot of Exalteds as well for him, so he's probably going to get a lot of map control with these units. And to be fair, we're talking about Birds with the run-bys. Bosse's got a good unit to do the same.
Yeah, the Exalted looking scary, posturing in the middle, making sure Birds doesn't feel like he can just take all the towers. And pushing back the creep spread. We've seen Birds just overtake the map with creep a lot of times, or with, biomass. But, Bosse saying, nope, not today.
Looks like he's trying to get us around with the Stingers. Some of which, they look like they're infused, right? Well, they're just regular sized Stingers. I think they might just be regular sized Stingers, to be fair.
Well, infusing them is pretty, yeah, there's a mix in there. A lot of them are infused, yeah.
Okay. Looks like Stingers versus Exalteds at the moment.
Lamp is fully formed.
Talent available.
Oh, there's a talent available. There's a second one. It's going to be efficient upgrades for Bosse, and third base expansion is coming up for him too. All 3 control towers though for Birds, so he's going to be catching up talents for sure.
Yeah, Birds, I was going to say, is probably going to try to close in from both sides, but the Exalted pushing him away from that northern tower.
A large number of stingers,
Stingers
though.
with a spotting.
It's
Yeah.
always something
I
you
like
have to get
the,
concerned about, right? This number of stingers.
Yeah, for sure, they can go down quickly to area of effect damage, but that's one thing that rhinos do not have. And I like that Birds is using this flying seedling to kind of spot on the high ground. You can see up there with it. So you can see, are the rhinos about to jump on me? Are they right up there?
Sticky Bomb came out there for the Dread Hero, but it managed to peel off the Exalted, so it didn't sustain too much damage. But I mean, the thing is, bosses always got to keep an eye on where these stingers are, right? You don't want to let them out of your sight. The moment you do, they could be coming around on another base of yours. He's got a couple of units on the right
yeah,
side.
right up there. Speaking of that, here they are. Got to be careful because the rhinos could jump down on him, but until they do, Stinger's kind of chasing them away.
It's kind of insane, right? How in the early game, Bird suffered a little bit, losing his hero and then kind of losing the forward mercenary outpost. But in the end, these stingers have brought him right back into the game. Brought him for a lot of map control. Got all 3 control towers in his armory. So talents were coming on in. And just forcing Bosse to play super reactive. I mean, he has to, really, right? It's difficult to do anything else with this number of stingers on the field.
Yeah. It does make it tough. Bosse is taking good fights, though. When he does choose to take a fight, he's doing quite well. He's ahead in the base. Oh, look! Bird's got the upgrade to make Stingers invisible and get extra attack speed when on his biomass. So they're only going to get that on their grass, as you can see them become invisible there. But it does make them kind of terrifying. Now, it's always risky to go pure Stinger because their counters are strong, and they only have 90 hit points apiece, so they're really easy to kill. But with that infuse and with these upgrades, they get a little bit better. I love these surrounds.
Yeah, absolutely huge.
There's nuke actually hit.
The nuke didn't quite land, but this is a huge surround. This thing is doing so much work. He's also trying to get out of there. Sticky Bomb lands as well. This is a great
Sticky
pickoff.
Bomb lands, focuses the Sticky Bomb one to stun others. A lot of those rhinos going down, but a lot of the Stingers going down too. So the supply is staying relatively even, and Boss with the economic advantage before, at least in terms of Hexites, kind of coming out okay there.
Yeah, still good clump of units here for Bosse. Mixing up the Exalted with some of the ranged thralls. But definitely great to see the Raptor gaining the stealth, but also the 50% attack speed on the biomass, which is really spread really right up across the map, right? The cultivators have been all over the place. And it feels like it's tricky now for Bosse to even think about a 4th base expansion. Like, where would he go? Looks tricky. Oh, massive stun.
And here's the next step of the plan for Birds. Oh my gosh. So many of those Exalted going down to that. Bird's kind of blocking himself in the end because the Exalted were quick enough to get by those.
Yep.
Oh, big nuke. So many Stingers going down. Don't run back into it.
He's running back into it.
After that.
That was huge. I mean, the Thresher did so much work, but then so did the nuke. The Thresher, was it exposed? Oh, he's trying to run away. I'm not sure if he will make it out of there.
It's trying. That might have been the biggest nuke of the whole day, because even though it may not have looked like it, so many Stingers took so much damage from it. And there goes the Thresher. Oh, this whole game just turned on its head.
Yeah, in a blink of an eye, it was absolutely massive, that nuke. And Galavax coming with the fireball. He's got Valkyrie Beast top bar ability, and this push coming in heavy. Birds is struggling for units. He's been stuck on tier 1 units, right? It was never a hugely scalable unit in the end, and now he's kind of paying the price. He's not been able to make a switch, and the units that would have been coming out of the medium incubator can't make it out there because the incubator gets taken apart.
Yeah, that's a very strong point. Birds does have a large incubator over there, so you can make the tier 3 stuff, but the Threshers we're seeing, those artillery units, come out of that medium incubator. So if he doesn't have another one, he's not going to be able to make them. And he does have a little bit of money saved up. He's not dead or anything, but he is hurting.
Yeah,
but he got the tier 4 talent. He's even faster now. The Dread talent gives you vision and movement speed. So those Stingers are just going to be unbelievably fast.
Yeah, next couple of minutes going to be certainly important because he's got 4 bases, so he's got economy behind this. The question is, can he buy enough time for that to really kick in? That's the big question.
Trying to block the push with
Thresher. Another massive Thresher shot. But the threshold will go down, right? That's the big thing. It's a premium unit compared to what else he's got, and goes down in the blink of an eye. This is not looking good for Birds, because we talked about him having a 4th base, but this is the 3rd one that's going to be taken down. Oh, Stingers, though, trying to get a wrap around. He should be able to
I don't think it's going to be enough of these flamers there. The area of effect damage on these Valkyrie Flamewalkers is just devastating for these Stingers. I mean, it's easy to say for me, being able to see the whole game, but I think when Bird saw this army, he should have said, you know what? It's backstab time. I'm going to go try to base trade and force him to come home or end the game. Because the Stingers are pretty good end game with that attack speed against bases, but not at fighting this army.
Yeah, certainly going to be challenging now that there's a Terror tank. I imagine it's going to be 4 Pulse Forge turrets, and that's exactly what it is. A couple of Stingers going to dive on in. Does also have the Mercenary unit, I think it's a Flame... Oh, I can't quite click on it. There it is.
Yeah,
the Dread Flamer. Oh, Terror tank might go down.
So it's big, no damage. Stingers are actually not bad against Terror tanks when they have Pulse Forge, because the Terror tank can only target one of them at a time and they can surround it.
Yeah.
Is it really going to survive with like one? What does that say? 0 hit points?
Almost. It's 80. But
100?
in the end,
80, okay.
it's just not enough. It's just way too many units of Boss A. It kind of snowballed out right from the early nuke that happened on those Stingers. And there it is. GG gets gored. Boss A, he takes game number 1 of the Grand Finals. But of course, best of 5. Plenty more games to be played. And we shall see if Birds can claw one back. Welcome back. Game number 2 of this Grand Final series. Best of 5, of course, with Boss A in the northeast in purple, playing as the Grell.
And opposite him here in the southwest in the blue, playing as the Legion, we have Arrival of the Birds.
Coming out with Krieger and his little pet, Sabretooth, going out onto the middle of the map. Got going to be Vinthra coming out for the Grell. Love to see Vinthra, a really powerful hero actually out of the ones we've seen so far. Has the ability to consume seedlings to replenish their health, and well, the heroes coming in for Birds trying to snipe that. Did snipe one, going for the main base already. What's going on here? Maybe looking for the secondary base expansion, early expansion, which has left the Grell a little bit vulnerable in this early stage of the game.
Yeah, Arrival of the Birds also going for an expansion now. Having gone for a couple of Harvesters before that. Boss also with 1 Harvester before that. The hero can't very easily just take down the base by itself, even with Sammy the Sabretooth there to help. I think after a while, Bird said, I'm not going to get a lot of value here, and decided to go back for the middle tower, which he does seem to be securing.
Yeah, Vinthra end up deep burrowing out of there, teleporting back home essentially, or burrowing out back home, I should say. Not a good go for the tower in the northwest, it seems. Let's just see, is there any production builders for either player? Well, we've got some of the incubators. 2 incubators for the Grell. There's that double bestiary for Boss Ape, for Birds, playing as the Legion. So looking to maybe get some of those as Exalted we've come to know and love. It's been, well, a lot of the players have been going for that particular unit, and it looks like we'll be seeing some more of those again today.
Yeah, it's interesting to kind of see how they both swapped. Like, this is almost Bird's build from last game, and Boss is almost doing Bird's build from last game, and Birds is almost doing Boss's build from last game. So we'll see how it goes. And remember, that whole game came down to one moment, so it wasn't necessarily a build order win or loss.
Yeah, certainly. Adding a Citadel behind all of this. Looks like, oh, there we go, scouting drone, just to find out what's going on. Do start to see some of those new units, the Brood Guard. So if you guys have been watching the games on YouTube recently, you will notice that, well, you've never seen this unit before. It's totally a new one. It's a pretty interesting one. It's a unit that which, when it loses a certain amount of health, I believe it's 50 HP, it actually spawns 2 spiderlings. It can be nice to swarm your enemy with. It's a unit that doesn't get body blocked either, I believe. So it's an interesting one. I'm kind of curious to see how much it adds to the Grell kind of swarm effect. Could be some big moments with that unit for sure. Krieger just backing away for now.
And Boss managing to catch Sammy the Sabretooth. He's going to be gone for a while, but heroes and their pets in this game do respawn for free after a cooldown. The higher level you are, the longer that cooldown is. So it'll be 35 seconds right now for Arrival of the Birds at level 1. Until that Sabretooth comes back. So the nice thing about heroes here is they're not the game-changing units that you might expect from certain other real-time strategy games, but they are units with some fun abilities you can add into your army throughout the game.
Yeah, well, all 3 control towers for birds means his talents are going to be picking up really quickly. Looks like it's Lashers and Brood Guards for the Grell. Could be a really quite strong army composition, especially with the Lashers getting some good range damage. Krieger just about gets... Oh my god, he literally got out with like 5 HP or less than that, maybe even. Crazy. Although he might not get away this time if the Lashers decide to go for him, but he's keeping his distance here, birds. Keeping Krieger alive for as long as possible. We do see a Mammoth.
Mammoth. I was wondering, I was like, where are the rest of the rhinos? There's got to be more, and we got to get them all out, right? But birds with a mammoth. I wonder what he's going to put on that mammoth, or if he's just going to keep it alone and try to break down a base. Mammoths do a ton of damage to structures, but they're slow, so it takes them a long time to get there.
Yep, pretty cool unit to see. I love the fact you can mount other units, other infantry units on it at least. It's nice to see for sure. Even though coming with the slow. Mammoth is already slow enough as it is. Looks like the Mammoth is certainly being targeted.
Mammoth stomping everything under it. Does Voss see this? He's getting stomped. So many of the Lashers going down to the Mammoth stomp. It was, I mean, Voss lost so much more than Birds there. Birds just didn't have as much as Voss.
Yeah, I mean, he, with the Mammoth, at least if you're going to lose it, might as well get some stamping damage, right? Lashers, though, coming in. Going to try and take out some of the Exalted. Really good snipes on this, actually. Bosse really starting to pick up pace. Got 3 bases out of this as well, behind all of this.
What building is getting focused down? Is that the Terror Tower?
Ooh, it looks like it, yeah.
It is. If Voss can take that down and slow down the Terror tanks and the late game tech, that's a really big deal.
Yeah, for sure. He's focusing on the units for now, but understandably so. That Terror tank capability without the Terror tank, well, it's impossible to get the Terror tank without the Terror tower, and he's taking it out, so he's gonna have to replace that. Nice bit of aggression from Bosse for sure.
Armory for hero upgrades. Yep. Bosse just barely winning that fight. Now seeming to snowball it. Really nice micro from Bosse. Really a tough player to take down. Nice move from Birds, making these Dread snipers. If he had those earlier when the Mammoth was stomping, you might have taken out the whole army and avoided all these damage, but they're very flux heavy, so it's hard to just grab them early game and still tech.
Now, Bosse, with all that, he was prioritizing the aggression, right? So he's actually only got 1 of the 3 control towers, but he just wanted to put full pedal to the metal, understandably so, and got some good value out of that. He's also managed to expand to a 4th base. His economy is going to be really strong behind all this, and it's going to take a bit of time for Burrs to recover and get units out again.
Yeah, Bosse also doing the Grell thing and taking over the middle of the map and then some with this biomass, giving himself really nice vision, giving his units a little bit of regeneration, just making the map kind of a place of safety for him and danger for the enemy.
Oh, the Lashers. They may have spotted the third base he has, so he's going to be able to take out some of the extractors. Maybe even just go straight for the garrison tower, although Army is joining the fight. Exalted coming into play. Gonna go for the sandbags.
Winter goes down.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
And now with the snipers. Yeah, the snipers are so good against these Lashers unless the Lashers get right on top of them. So I expect maybe they'll try to dive. Oh, but the slow from the Rhinos, the Maul, keeping the snipers alive for now.
Yeah, this is a really good hold, actually. It was a big moment, actually, because I mean, if he lost that third base, it could be curtains, but he's kept it alive. And bear in mind, he's had the lion's share of these control towers for quite a significant period of time, so he's got his 3rd talent already.
Yep, and even though Boss is gaining more XP right now, Birds has had it for most of the game. The Irani Mothership coming around. Oh, and we see our first Time Warper of the whole day. At least the first one to cast its ability. That's a slowing field. It slows attack speed and movement speed of enemies in that area quite considerably. So Birds does not want to be dealing with that slowing field if you can avoid it.
Oh, gonna lose Harvesters, which is unfortunate, but he needed to be aggressive to get some valuable flux. But unfortunately, he loses Harvesters in trying to do so. See the little spiderlings.
Yeah, and here's the Legion using that level 1 talent to kind of say, well, you have sandbags, but I have really cheap conduits, and they give my stuff energy, have a lot of hit points. So we have the structure war here on this ramp. Yeah. And right on time, the terror tank.
Yeah, the timing on this, 8.5 minutes. Seems to be pretty consistent with a lot of games. And he's getting 2 turrets as well. We'll see what they are, but I'd be surprised to see anything other than Pulse Forge, especially at this timing, right? Because it feels like at this moment in the game, it's hard to deal with the terror attack with that particular turret upgrade. Even ranging the Time Warper. The Time Warper just about gets out of there for Boss Ape. Go for a run by down the south with the Lasher. He's using Bird's trick against him.
Yeah, adding some insult to injury here on this base. Killing it Bird style. And then I imagine he's just going to run away. I don't think he wants to stand up to that Pulse Forge. He may have already overstayed his welcome a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of the Exalted going to chase this down. Oh, might get surrounded by the Exalted on the right. Snipers on the left, but there is a Thresher involved there somewhere.
Yeah, that singular Thresher in some of these games with Grell is sort of like a nail in the coffin for their opponents when they're ahead, because if you can't ever get to the Thresher, you just know it's going to be a slow death. Then again, big nuke. So many of these brood cards getting hit, which means about 1,000 spiderlings spawn.
Now, quick question. If you do have these brood dudes, can you delete them? Can you kill them yourself and then get the spiderlings?
No. Actually, funny story, when we first started testing them, you could do that, but immediately Grell, players being used to the healing, would damage them non-stop next to nourishing pods and just gain an army of 1,000 spiderlings. But no, you can't. No self or friendly damage spawns them now.
I just had a wild thought. Maybe you can get a lot of them and then just get a lot of spiderlings. Try and get the spiderlings into the terror tank and just take the terror tank, right? Because the terror tank, it won't want to waste its shots on a single spiderling.
Right, yeah, I mean, even just clogging up the damage from the terror tank is really good. Oh, I think this is a really big moment. Are both Threshers going to go down? Oh, the run by of Brood Guards, though.
He loses the Threshers, but he's still getting some value on the left side, although if the Legion get there in time, he might not lose the base. The terror tank is there, so he might get the base, but he's probably going to lose these Brood Guards. Nuke comes on up, but look at the number of spiderlings that comes out because of it. And the spiderlings do even more damage. They're going to just go straight for the primary base. It looks like Boss A is going to go for the kill. And there it is. GG gets called. What a way to die. Boss A takes the victory, and well, that's his way to further himself in the series, and looking forward to game number 3. Welcome back, everyone, to the grand finals, and we are on match point. It's game number 3 with Boss A in the northwest in purple, playing as the Protectorate.
And down here in the southeast, in the blue, playing as the Legion, we have Arrival of the Birds.
Coming up with Krieger and his pet, we've seen this dynamic duo quite a lot, making his way into the middle of the map, looking to get one of 4 control towers. On the west side, it's going to be the tech hero for Boss Ape. Now, big stakes, of course. There's a nice prize pool attached to this match. Of course, with the grand finals now, it's a best of 5, but with Boss Ape 2-0 up, there's every chance this could be the final match if Birds can't find a response. Obviously, we're kind of hoping that he will, so that we can get some more games. But Boss Ape will probably want to see this one out if he can. And early warning on terms of where the Rich Flux is going to be, right in the middle of the map. So I suspect both players might look to try and get that map control so they can secure the Rich Flux.
Yeah, it's going to be a game changer, especially with potential of terror tanks in the game and those Hellfires we've seen be so strong, and all the other late game tech that both sides are going to want to have in this particular matchup. It is interesting to see the tech hero out here again. So good with those swaps. Nice job swapping Kragar's Sabertooth and killing him. Maybe it's a sign for things to come if Boss is prepared to swap those terror tanks the same way.
Yeah, certainly one of the tools that Boss Ape could try and utilize against the terror tank threat. What's interesting to know, actually, the early reveal of where the high yield flux is going to be. I wonder whether players really factor that in terms of their decision making of whether to expand early or to get units early, because of course they want the map control. And so I kind of wonder whether players do change their approach, because could go for second base expansions first or go for units. And I wonder if the rich flux positions kind of alters their decision making.
Yeah, there have been periods in the game, and I haven't seen people do it so far this demo, but we're only a couple of days in. There have been periods in the game where players will not take an expansion for a while if the rich flux is favorable, because you can spend your early resources getting a lot of harvesters and just building a lot of tech units. There's a lot of high-tech units that are low Exite, the blue resource here on the basis cost, and a high flux cost. You can survive on that at times.
Double barracks there for the units for the west side for the Protectorate. We're getting those commanders out in the field. He's actually going to go for 3 bases, so that's interesting. Huge investment into expansions, but you know what? He's got all 4 control towers coming in his way as well, so talents will be coming in thick and fast. War experience is what Birds has gone for. Improved veterancy is what Boss has been going for.
Yeah, and our alternative to improved veterancy, improved recall, lets you recall units out faster and heal them more than you do. Nobody's been going for that today, so I've expected some people potentially to, because you can save those veterancy units, but that's not the prop meta at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that despite, expanding so aggressively, the Legion have actually managed to pump out enough units to, get a decent amount of map control. In the early game, the Legion looked fierce.
I can't but wonder if Boss is teching. He doesn't have very many harvesters. Is there a tier 3 building? Not yet. Interesting. I don't know what he's going for. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve. He's ahead in supply a little bit, but not taking map control yet. Just now venturing out on the map with his favorite unit, the Badgers.
Yep, come in a group of 3. They're never alone, unless the other 2 die, but that's for a different time. He's going to go down south to look to control the control towers, because talent's coming in thick and fast for Birds, going for efficient upgrades, reducing the research cost and increasing the rate of the research speed. So he goes for a bit of a run by, or tried to at least, but the repair drone would have spotted that. Was going for 3rd base himself, which, the army's just heading back because he's worried about the aggression coming in from the south. Understandably so, here come the sandbags, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to deny this push that's coming in from Bosse.
Yeah, and I think Bosse right now is just content to force the turret on that base. Kind of like saying, hey, I made you waste some money on that turret, now I'm not going to bother taking damage from it or trying to take it out. Money could have been put into units that can move around the map. But Bosse putting a lot of pressure on Bird's tech. I think the Achilles heel here of the Legion is this structure. It speeds up the production rate of everything around it and has most of Legion's upgrades. Pretty big deal if you lose it. Bosse with the mobile mercenary tavern. We've seen this Moran mothership a lot today.
Yeah.
Has that bombardment. Not available yet with energy.
A lot of these thralls pretty low on health, and if they get taken down, it's going to be a bit of an issue. He just doesn't want to lose his position, right? Because he's got so much production capabilities here. And if he loses them, it's going to be a huge problem. You can have as much economy as you want. If you've got nothing to use it with, you're going to be in a spot of bother. But he's using the idle conduit to hide behind.
Yeah, and keep an eye on this lightning-wielding Dark Disciple back here. This Dark Disciple can take out the entire Protector army if it can stay alive, and so far it is. Bird's being very careful with that.
Another production building sniped though, so it's looking a bit dicey. You said the Dark Disciple behind here is doing some significant damage. He's going to get some more idle conduits to try and zone things out a little bit and wall up. So maybe this is a hold. He's adding in a couple of more commandos to flesh this army out, but it's only really more of a badger other than the commandos that's really doing any damage here.
I mean, so Boss is doing the kind of thing that I do a lot when I push, and just taking one tower and then going full bore for the base. The problem with this approach is that Birds has been actually ahead in XP behind this, even though Boss has the XP talent. Boss just now saying, okay, I guess I'll back up and take more towers. But definitely behind right now.
Yeah, that Dark Disciple is now got a Brethren, and it just did so much work, right, to defend that. It's kind of incredible to see that one unit being able to hold on quite well. I guess, it was a nice play behind the ideal conduits and make sure the range counted for a lot there.
Yeah, they're flux heavy, expensive tech units, and they also are pretty squishy. But if you let them stay alive, those lightning attacks deal more damage with each hit. And if you upgrade them, then every nearby thrall that dies increases their attack speed too. So they kind of get the double whammy of being able to kill pretty much everything if you can't kill them. But they do die pretty quickly, so if Ase is able to kill these Dark Disciples, Birds' army falls apart.
Yeah, might be looking to try and do that now. Krieger came in with a piercing shot, but it's definitely a position he's going to want to retreat from here, Birds. He won't want to dive in too quickly, although the amount of reinforcements coming into the fight is actually pretty huge. And he's whittling down the numbers of commandos. It's looking good for him. He's got 3 out of the 4 control towers, even gone to 4th talent. So he's got advanced vision and extra movement speed. That extra movement speed is going to be really helpful for his army.
Yeah, for sure, especially with this kind of darting in and darting out kind of a gameplay. Now, the Protectorate does have a Hellfire, and this Hellfire here is going to be able to outrange and deal some serious damage to things like these squishy Dark Disciples. But Birds wants to stay on this composition. He's going to have to figure out how to deal with this. I haven't seen what he accomplished with this, but I assume he's stealing, he's using the ability and gaining some resources. It doesn't actually steal them from the enemy unit, but it does give you some insight.
Some huge fights here with quite a few Dark Disciples behind all this. The range on that unit's doing so much damage as well. Bear in mind, he's got a couple of these Dread
Dark
Raiders.
Disciples will kill a base really fast, but not fast enough. They got to back off.
But look at this. These guys have been waiting for their chance to pounce, and they're going to pounce now. Going to go for the Harvester. Snipes it out. It's a nice bit of flux grabbing from that.
Those units don't deal a ton of damage across the board, but they do deal 75% bonus damage to those Harvesters. So they can take them out really fast when they want to.
Ah, okay. So got a really good specific purpose for them. And, well, Birds using them for their strengths. It's got all 4 control towers. I mean, he's even got the 5th talent. So Ritual could look to start.
There could be an Emperor on the map pretty soon. That would be fun. His army looks so small considering he's been ahead. I really thought he'd have more.
Yeah.
But he is a little ahead in supply. And as the Legion, if he had some upgrades on those heroes, it could be that he's doing even better than that. Now, Boss using the Harvesters here. He's ready to heal.
Oh, he's bringing the Harvesters in. And the Harvesters are tanking quite a bit, actually drawing a lot of the fire from the ranged Thralls, allowing the army behind it to do some work. But there's just so many Thralls. And those, this unit is slowly, or quite quickly rather, becoming one of my favourite units, the Dark Disciples. Been doing so much work. Oh, comes up with the Moran hover ship. Doesn't manage to land with the shots, but nice try to zone things off a little bit. It's the show of the Dark Disciples. They're doing so much damage.
I think if Boss doesn't win this fight, it's all over. I don't think he can come back after this. Yeah, I think this is it. I don't know if Boss is going to call GG right away, and he sure does.
There we go. We are going on to a game number 4. At least Birds. Could this be the recovery arc? He's got 1 foot on the ladder. He just needs to climb another 2 rungs. And maybe he can do it. Well, we're going to have to wait and find out. Welcome back, everyone, to game number 4 for this, well, grand finals. It's a best of 5 as well, so it's a lot at stake here. And we've got Bosse playing in the southwest in purple, playing as the Protectorate. And of course, as we know, battling against him today, spawning in the northeast in blue. We've got a rival of the Birds, playing as the Grell. Welcome, everyone, to Canyon. Lots at stake, of course, because Birds, well, he essentially needs to win this game to be able to stay in this matchup, in this best of 5. Torquemada coming out for him. And on the southwest side, well, we've got Bosse with the Tech Hero. Interesting start already. Tech Hero going to be challenging Torquemada straight away, actually. Not even really killing the critters. Going to the east control tower. Noticing that everything's been taken. We'll look to neutralize it. Interesting enough, they didn't go for the critters and get the XP that way, but perhaps did get a couple because the Tech Hero actually used the companion ability. Probably one of my most favorite ones. I mean, it does have a couple of others as well, like the swap, which is quite cool. There we go. We just use the swap there. Now, the thing about the swap is if you swap with a non-enemy, just a random part of the map, you just basically dash there. If you do it with an enemy, you swap positions. You can see the companion here gets a bit of shields. In fact, 150 shield on it, which is quite nice to use. It's going straight for Torquemada now to put some pressure on. Behind all of this, we've got the second base expansion, I think. Is it coming out? Was it too early? Oh, there we are. Yeah, Protectorate going for the second base expansion. And the Grell actually not opting... Oh, yeah, that is the second base expansion. And also the Valkyrie Mercenary Outpost. Now, interesting enough, it's a double incubator play following the second base expansion. And it's going to be the opening with the barracks. No real surprises there, you kind of have to, but it's also going to be the Temple of Water coming out for Bosse. So I think he's going for the chat crew, I believe that's the mercenary house for that, the Temple of Water. We'll see in just a moment. But a bit of scouting information this bulky Spartan gives as well, just by having it as a companion, which is pretty cool for him. Now, trying to snipe actually probably gets talk. Does get talk, I think, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I don't think that was a record. Now, just to let you guys know, this is from a replay, and the reason for that is, of course, well, not of course, but if you guys watched it live on Twitch, there was a bit of a server issue, and so they kind of had to play this a little bit later, hence we were kind of recording it non-live, I'm afraid, but it is what it is. At least we've got the game casted, and it is on from a replay. You notice the graphics settings are a bit lower as well, because I think it depends on who actually has the replay file in terms of when they're playing, rather than how I'm watching it now. So yeah, I mean the graphics are a little bit lower, but the main thing is we're getting the whole game and the whole match casted, which is really what we wanted. We wouldn't want to leave it with only just 3 out of the 5 games played with no clear winner. In any case, we do have some Valkyrie shock troopers coming up for birds, trying to get a lot of damage, some stingers from the grill. Well, it's an interesting one because you've got Torquemada tanking as well, and it looks like Bosse might need to head away from this position because there's a lot of units coming out for birds. It does have a couple of cultists, which are heavy-handed. They're pretty good to have, of course. But it's like Bosse, he feels comfortable with this. I think having the companions and the extra shield on the chat crew, what is it called? Clackjaw. I think the name's changed. It's certainly useful to have. And crazily enough as well, it gets a veterancy, which is always good to have. Which, bear in mind, considering the talents, you've got improved veterancy for Bosse, so it even gets better for him. Top bar ability does come back for the birds for the beast. I'm going to push this back. Oh, the tech hero does get sniped in the end, so good pushback for birds as his second base is of course now up and running. And I'm curious to see if he decides to go for some lashes. We have seen birds with the Grail play quite heavy plays into lashes and go for raiding and do damage around the back inside kind of quests to do some damage as run-bys, as the second barracks is up now for the Protectorate. Of course, lots at stake here. I would like to say, by the way, if you've been enjoying the content on the channel, make sure that you are subscribed. More importantly, that you hit the notification bell so that you do get a bit of a ding-dong when I do upload the next casted games. I'm going to be hopefully casting some matches that players have played during the demo stages of Zerospace, and probably the best ones I'll make it onto YouTube, so that you know that when you do click a video, it's going to be a decent cast after this, because I'll probably only upload the very best games. But yeah, I mean, these Clackjaws are super tanky. I mean, all those shots have been absorbed, and it's only with the shield. He's still got a decent amount of HP. And wow, it's actually surviving. Actually, again, uses the shields with the tech hero. The tech hero's ability is looking really strong. Commandos jump jetting in there just to do even more damage. Veterancy level 3. This Clackjaw getting so much value now. You can see he's even got a kill counter, which is cool to see. 8 kills from this one unit. And it's pretty much full health, which is absolutely bonkers. Chasing down the shock troopers. One goes down. And Birds is on the defensive for sure. His supply is really struggling. These fights here have been working so well for Bosse. It just keeps getting better and better for him. Really strong position. Don't forget, he is on match point, so if he wins this, he will be winning the grand finals of this Zerospace FAST Tournament. And it's looking really difficult for Burst to deal with this. This Clackjaw itself has just done so much. 10 kills in total. And it's just absorbing a lot of the damage output from the grill, right? It means that the commanders behind this can get free shots off. There are a couple of lashes added into the mix, but the issue about lashes is you kind of need a critical mass of them, right? Otherwise, when they're low numbers, they can be sniped pretty easily. As the top bar ability comes out again for the beast, 4 bursts to try and push this back. Now, a couple of talents are in place. The mercenary cooldown, you can't see that on the tools, I'm afraid it's covered by the overlay. But basically, it gives 100% faster mercenary charges. For Bosse, it's revive. Chakra units revive at the temples with a 90-second cooldown. The temples expanded to a 3rd base, as has Birds, to be fair. But it looks like Bosse got there a little bit quicker, so his economy is a bit stronger. Ooh, a couple of bada-boom ghost crabs. That could do some significant damage. We have to keep a close eye on those. They may actually go into the back line onto the lashes. There are only 2 of them, but it could be good usage of it if he gets close enough. Onto the high yield. Well, I thought that was actually harvesters and not. There's the run by with the lashes that we've known to. Well, yeah, we've come to know and love from Birds. It wouldn't be a Birds game without these sort of run bys. Heading to the 7th minute of the game, and well, I feel like Bosse has had better fights, and we'll see exactly now how these units fare with the shield. And even his commanders are pretty tanky with the shield. It's crazy to see. Oh, crabs. He does explode. Oh, does a decent amount of damage. Gets the lashes at least. And a decent amount of damage on the shock troopers. He's going to lose one more for sure. Yeah, the last few fights have just been going the way of Boss A quite heavy-handedly. Birds' position is, he's kind of struggling. Each fight gets better and better for Boss A. The numbers looking so good. Almost double the supply, in fact. And the second base is under pressure now. Bear in mind, Boss A does only have one of the towers, but he's just looking to be aggressive, right? He's challenging that third base now, and is going to get a lot of it. He's probably going to take out the extractors, although probably take out the army first, right? It would make a lot of sense. But you can see the tech hero got so many shields on these units. That's what's making them tank so much. And the army for Bird is really struggling. He wants this third base. He does not want to fall back on economy. Looks like he will hold it for now. But having said that, these units are just getting so much value for Boss A. He's even got some strikers behind all this. So he's got backline. I say strikers, actually Hellfire. Although that one might go down. He recalled that. Using the Protectorate ability. Nice to save it. There's a tow bob, which could use its kind of ability to drag enemy units into a fight close to it. But it's just not a lot here for the Grail's got a Man-Eater. It's probably going to come down to whether he can drag the Hellfire with the tow bot or not. Will you risk getting close enough? You'll need units to take the Hellfire out though. It's not just about dragging it in, it's about taking it out too. Commando mass starting to build up here for Boss A. Again, almost double the population supply. Our third talents are in. Battle Infusion for birds, allowing the 4 times faster infuse and also increased attack speed and movement speed for 10 seconds. We've got Shield Veterancy, increases the current and maximum veterancy level bonus from 1 to 2. Couple lashes going north once again. Expanding to a 4th base here up in the north. It's down in the south here, the 4th base for Boss A. Kind of curious to see if the lashes will be put. I mean, the thing about these harvesters, they're always giving notifications to Boss A exactly where the lasher army is. 3 Hellfires, it looks like a critical mass. That's a lot. Tor Commando involved, Hellfires raining down. Oh, the Towbot brings out 2 of the Hellfires. Can he take them out? That's the big question. Takes out 1. Probably be able to take out a 2nd. Still a good number of commandos. Beast drops down from the sky and looking to tank quite a bit. But you can see so many shields on these commandos. It just increases the longevity so much. Boss A really maximizing the usage of the tech hero. It's not looking too great for Birds, I've got to say. It has infused the Towbot, but it takes some time to break down the shields of these commandos. He's only making it through though, especially with the Valkyrie House. That's a bit of a meat shield for him, so he might be able to push it back. Towbot brings in the Hellfire, but the Hellfire's got so much shield on it that it's going to take a while for this to go down, right? And even then, like, bringing it in is one thing, but it doesn't really have enough units to snipe it quickly, at least. And the health just keeps getting good and good for the shield. Tech Hero getting so much value as a support unit. Struggling to hold on. Birds here. He's still kept up with the economy. But the problem with his situation is that it's just the level of number of units. He's struggling. All 3 towers now for Boss A. Gives the 4th talent, advanced weaponry, increased 15% damage and range, and you know that's across the board. That's a big bonus. We often find that 4th talents, it can be really strong to get that earlier than your enemy. We see a Predator on the field for Boss A as well, adding into the mix. Really going for that 3rd base here. If he can take out the eco here, that's probably what Boss A is trying to do. He's been quite dominant, winning extra fights. He's even added in a Strider, looking tricky because it's where the commandos look good. They can even garrison inside the Strider and just increases the longevity for sure. Yeah, Birds is really struggling. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to this position. Does he have a position to fall back to? Down to 50 supply. Yeah, literally half the supply than Boss A. And there it is, ladies. GG gets called. Boss A will be your victor. He will be the champion of the Zerospace FAST Tournament. I hope you guys enjoy this series. And if you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It's been an absolute pleasure casting this for you. Take care and see you next time.